inside, sitting alone in this empty room I cry, waiting for an angel to visit in the night. I pray and I pray, but the demons don't subside. I wake up in the morning, see my life through my new eyes. The vision is clear, I'm making all things right. Tighten the screws, cause last night I almost died. I'll see you in the morning, I'll save you. Come on, let's talk just.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is Freaky Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is Freaky Friday, and oh my
Hallelujah.
goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. I did not know. Hold up. Got some problems going on here. Hold on. There you go. Okay. All right. There we go. I was trying to figure what the hell's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, every day this month is supposed to be freaky. Every day this month is a freaky day. Every day. For y'all that not know, this month is National Masturbation Month.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, National Masturbation Month this month. So every day, ladies and gentlemen, y'all should be masturbating. Yes, y'all should be beating your meat.
I'm behind, I guess.
So go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. After the show, you go beat your meat. I did not know that it was National Masturbation Month all month.
Yeah.
But I found out, I was like, oh shit. Now I get a chance to go beat my meat in private.
It's just so wrong. So wrong.
Who started this? Pee Wee Herman?
I don't even know who the hell started it, but I found out that this month is a National Masturbation Month.
You know, I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago with a psychiatrist, and he specializes in helping men with porn addiction. That's all he does. And he says it's something stupid, like every day there's 70 million people that watch porn. Wow. 70 fucking millions. That's absolutely crazy to me. It makes absolutely no sense, but yeah, 70 million. Crazy.
Well,
and you know how many relationships that screws up, where there's sexless marriages because the man or the woman is, yeah, you know, man, I'm fucking 41 years old, and I can remember my dad going downstairs alone in the basement when I was young, and you know what he was doing. Like, he was a porn but it's so, man, it's such a problematic today. Like, look at the over-sexualization of everything. Everything is over-sexualized. Absolutely everything is about sex. Like, you can't go. I was showing that to my girlfriend the other day. Although I post like 3-4 times a day on social media, I was showing her my Instagram. Just like if I search for somebody, I do not look at that type of shit, but 95% are half-naked girls.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's this shit? I don't look at that crap. I don't need this shit. No, but it's so targeted just because I'm a man of a certain age.
Right.
Plaster. They just plaster that shit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
How many friend requests do you get, and then 5 minutes later you got a message in your DM saying, "Oh, come look at my porn site." I'm like, click. You are blocked. Sorry.
Oh yeah, but that's why you don't accept 95% of the friend requests. Like, why the fuck are they friending you? We're on social media. We ain't fucking friends.
Right.
True.
Yeah, so yeah. All month long, beat your meat.
Don't have to. I got a woman that takes care of that for me now.
So you talk to her.
Hey,
Did you actually talk to her? Did you actually? I wanted to ask you, did you talk to her?
Did I talk? Oh, to my wife? Yeah, I actually did.
How'd it go?
Actually, went really well.
Okay.
Went really well.
What'd she say?
She said that she didn't feel like I that I did that to her, but she appreciated that I did that, and I think it actually got us a little closer.
All right.
So, yep, it went really well.
That's
And
a
then I
good
got
thing.
some nookie.
See, somebody
There you
beats
go.
me.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nico.
you are welcome, sir. This is
Why do you think I'm smiling?
But man, it is what it is. If you get emotionally, you'll pretty much get what you want out of it.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all saw the town hall meeting with CNN with Donald J. Trump. I know y'all saw it. What did y'all think? I thought it was a massacre.
Yeah, well, they
CNN
called
got murdered on live TV.
CNN had to call 911 and say there has
They
been a
got-
murder in
they
New
got
Hampshire.
Slashed, torn up.
Was it that bad? I didn't see it.
Man,
Was it
Trump,
that bad though?
Trump
came with the
receipts.
receipts. Well, he gave him he ripped him a new one.
But what do you
First of all,
expect?
they messed
Like,
up
what do
bringing
people?
that rookie female in there. I'm like, who is this chick? This chick had no idea what she was getting into.
Nope.
Yeah, but people think that Donald Trump's an idiot, right? People
Far from.
underestimate that guy because they don't. You know, we have a problem today that we're not capable of separating somebody's opinion from somebody's intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what happens with a guy like Donald Trump. You might not like his antics, and you know what? A lot of the things that he does, I don't agree with, in the way that he does them, in the way that he talks. It's not very politically correct. But this is exactly what people need. That's exactly what people wanted. So, you know, but people think he's an idiot because they don't agree with his opinion. They're like, oh, that guy's a moron. Yeah, that moron there has accomplished more today that you do in your lifetime, that you'll do,
Right.
that you can hope to accomplish in your lifetime. Just hope to accomplish. And
Right.
because they think he's an idiot, they underestimate him. But yet, just look, he's not the greatest of orators, but he doesn't back down from a fight. He doesn't give a fuck. He does not give a fuck about it.
Right.
And he's a big boy too, so he has presence. Like, you see him on the stage, he's a good 6'3", 6'4", right? And he's a big man. Like, he's not a low flimsy guy.
No,
Like, he's a big boy. He takes space on the stage. There's not a lot of politicians, if any, that are his size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like his little movements with his hand too. Like, I'm not surprised that he would murder somebody on stage. Like, that does not surprise me at all. What do the Democrats have to talk about anymore? They're just digging their own holes. That's all they're doing. They're digging. We're to a point where, you know, my buddy and I were saying that years ago. Everything now is, if you look at a Democrat's perspective, everything is far right because they've gone so far left that everything is right of them. So as a libertarian or somebody like me that sits somewhere in the middle, I'm so far right for their beliefs that, you know, imagine a snake. The snake is biting its own tail right now. Like, I posted a video the other day. It was fucking hilarious. It's a lesbian that's saying that men that calls themselves women are not real lesbians. Like, you're not a lesbian. You're just a dude that likes women. So you're a heterosexual man wearing a dress. So you have a lesbian that is obviously extremely left, by like calling out other left people. So the snake's biting its own tail. So it's a matter of time before this fucking movement collapses. But seeing it is pretty hilarious. Like, I'm happy to see guys like Donald Trump just say, you know what, fuck it, this shit needs to stop.
Right.
And I'm gonna call you up on it.
Right. Yep. Hey, I think we needed this a long time ago. I think we had this a long time ago. We were in the situation we're in now.
Can I ask you guys a question? Like, as Americans, did you think that what's the name of your fucking president right now? Jesus.
Biden.
Sleepy Joe.
Biden. Yeah, Sleepy Joe. Do you think that he won the last election? Like, do you truthfully think that he won that election, or do you think it was?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No.
Because nobody, even in Canada, we watched it from afar, my buddy and I, and we're like, yeah, this is bullshit. There's no fucking way he won that election. Like, no way.
Nah, there's no
Look,
way.
There, when Obama became president, he, as much as I couldn't stand the guy, he was
won.
extremely popular.
And he won.
And
he
won.
100% won. 100%.
Yeah.
Both
Because
terms, no questions.
Got the most votes, I think, of any president in history up to that time.
Right. Now
now
Biden got the most.
And now Joe Biden, you mean to tell me Joe Biden surpassed him? There's no freaking way.
Get out of here with that garbage.
There's no freaking way.
Did you see the commentary that what's his name? Dave Chappelle did about voting when Trump got in power 2016. Did you see the skit that he talks about this?
No,
it's freaking awesome because he talks about how every single black guy out there or black person voted for Obama, which makes sense 100%. Right. Totally makes sense. Just on identity politics, right? Call a spade, but the same thing came through for all the rednecks that Dave Chappelle calls them rednecks. They're like, he saw the same thing. He's like, the only difference is that there were black people voting for a black president. Then you had white people voting for what sounded like a redneck. It's fucking hilarious. I don't remember where it's from, but he's like, it's the same thing. Different people, same fucking ideology. It's right. But what do you think is going to happen because right now, Sleepy Joe is literally sleeping on the switch, and I honestly believe that they only want him in power so that he dies on the job or he can't do it, so that a woman like Kamala Harris gets in power, because that woman is a fucking nut job, similar to they couldn't elect Hillary Clinton because she's a fucking psychopath, and everybody's like, well, that bitch, there's no fucking way we're voting for this fucking bitch. And then you look at Kamala Harris, which is an idiot. She's a moron. She's literally a moron. But they are trying to get her elected.
His damn sister.
But she would never get elected. But she wouldn't get elected straight up. Like, she would never represent the Democrat Party straight up. If it was a real battle where they had to vote, she fucking wouldn't make it.
That would
go for it.
The only way she would ever get into office is if something happened to Joe Biden.
Exactly. This is what I think too.
She was the most unpopular candidate up there. And it's funny, when she was trying to campaign, she called Joe Biden a racist and all these different things.
Racist.
And now all of a sudden they're like buddies.
Yeah, but he probably smelt her hair and she liked it or something.
and you didn't pronounce her name correctly. It's Camel Toe.
You.
Yeah.
Camel Toe, did you know what a moose knuckle is? There you go. That's even worse. Fuck, that is one picture I wish I could take back. But what do you think about what's going to happen on the Republican side? Because Trump, like we talked about this last time, but Trump is popular, but he's extremely unpopular as well, right? He's as polarizing as they get. So what do you think would happen if DeSantis decides to join the race? Because I don't think he's announced it yet, but he seems like he's preparing for it.
Well, DeSantis will give him a run for his money, but I think Trump is going to be our Republican representative.
Yeah, well, they've already cleared way for DeSantis to run. So if he runs, he can still be governor over there. So he's not gonna lose his power. So they already passed the law for him to do, be able to do both. So,
but what do you think? What do you think? You think that's a good thing that DeSantis is trying, or that's not a good thing?
Man, I'm undecided on that. I don't know what to think.
If Trump wasn't running, then yeah, I think them running against each other is not a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think one of them need to decide who's gonna do what.
I think it's great that they're running for the Republican representative. That I think is a great thing, because no matter what you'll see, but whoever loses need to endorse the other.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Speaking of passing laws, did you see that idiot woman that accused Trump of raping her at the department store? Did you see her and her lawyer on that interview?
No, but I doubt that Trump goes to department stores right then and there. That makes no fucking sense. I guarantee
Exactly.
you, with his amount of money, he ain't fucking going shopping for himself. I guarantee
Yeah.
you that.
Well,
Trump got
if
his
you're,
own clothes. He got his own clothing line.
he's got somebody to do the shopping for him. What does he need to go to the department
Of
store
course he
for?
does. He probably has a tailor that follows him around. No, his suits are really badly tailored, so no, he probably does not have a tailor. But he ain't fucking going to department stores. That's for
So
fucking sure.
they start asking that lady questions, and she says, "Oh, well, just talk to my lawyer." The lawyer screwed up because they started talking about how they passed that law in New York where they extended the what do you call it, uh, the limitation, the terms and limitations on
Yeah. So you
Right.
can sue somebody for, you can accuse somebody of
of rape,
whatever it is for longer. Yeah.
or statutes of limitation.
Yeah.
The lawyer actually came out and said that they passed that law just for them last year.
I believe it. I would believe that.
And the person that was the host, they look like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, but call a spade a
You're telling
spade.
the truth.
Call a
They
spade
only-
a spade.
Yeah, they only did that to hurt Trump,
Right.
That's
and
all
they
they
just
can
proved
do.
it.
But that's all they can do. Because
Mhm.
before he became president, he was a great guy. Everybody loved him. From like Oprah Winfrey actually liked him, and she's as liberal as they come, right? And everybody liked him. But then one day he became a fucking racist. He became a misogynist. He became everything. Yet he's done more for black people during his 4 years that Obama did in 8.
Yep.
Right, but the
It's
sad
fucking
thing is,
amazing. It's fucking
all these
amazing.
people wanted him to run. Oprah wanted to be his VP.
Yeah.
So
When
what happened from that?
Look at
Because-
Ben Carson. Perfect example. Ben Carson is the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy. Great guy. Very
Smart,
outspoken
too.
about smart. He's a fucking surgeon, bro.
Right. Brilliant.
Like smart. He is fucking smart. Comes from nothing. Really like nothing. Dirt fucking poor.
Right.
And yet he was one. What was he? I know he was part of, I can't remember, but he had a role in Trump's government. So he went from being dirt fucking poor
Department of
becoming
Housing.
to becoming a surgeon, to becoming part of the president's team. Like, it's crazy. His story is absolutely nuts.
Right.
And yet people have the balls to call him an Uncle Tom
Mm-hmm.
because he tells people to shut the fuck up and to actually work for their money instead of living in California and expecting reparation. What do you think about that as a black guy? Can I ask you, what do you think about the reparation? Because, man, I posted a video last week about this where there was a preacher in California that wants $12 million, or it was 12. Yeah, I think it was $12 million for every single black person as reparation.
You want my response?
You're a black guy, bro. So yes, I want to do it. I want to have this.
It's gonna make America even worse.
Yeah.
You give us free money like that, it's gonna be hell.
Because think
You
about
can't
it.
give people. First of all, you can't give people free stuff. It's only gonna make people worse.
Of course.
Yep.
Why do you
And
think?
where's the reparation gonna come from? You all? You gonna pay us?
Oh, but you're asking too many
It's gonna
questions.
come out of
that
white
make-
people's tax?
Exactly. Like, how racist is that, right? Because that's the definition of racism.
Now, if we can all get reparations, I'm cool with that. All of us get reparations.
Yeah, exactly. So we're signing ourselves money. Yeah, that makes sense. So how about I just keep mine and you work harder for yours?
Hey, if you gonna pass it, hey, we all deserve it. We've all been through it.
But this is what's amazing, because you look at North America, which are probably the easiest countries to live in right now when it comes to society. Like, you chances are you're not gonna die. You could live in the street, but people will still take care of you. You will not die. There's no reasons for you to die here. There's not real poverty in North America the way you see it in third world countries.
Right.
Like, it does not exist. And people are always complaining how they have it tough. And I'm like, bro, okay, go to a third world country. Go see what poverty is actually all about. Because accept that you're very fucking lucky and privileged to have been born here, where people take care of all of your stuff for you.
Right.
And this is what baffles. What do you think about this? See, this is one I haven't spoken about yet, but I will one day. The fact that so there's one of the guys on the video that I'm talking about where I took the pastor when he was saying that reparations should be a lot higher than just $1.2 million, and I put a skit of Ben Carson when he was on the Tucker show, where he says that, you know what, there's no correlation between race and income if school, faith, and hardworking mentality are put into the family. So that he was saying you get immigrants from Kenya, for example, that are here, that are extreme, that have a lot of faith, that the minimum education that their children will have is a bachelor's degree. They're like, there's no difference between income between a white like the average white and the average black in their community. So Carson is just like, maybe if you're a victim, if you believe that you're a victim, you will be a victim. So he's basically blaming the individual, right? And so there's a black guy that's like, oh, you don't know what it is, but first and foremost, motherfucker, you don't know what it is to be a slave either. Like, name me who your great parent. What? Name me the name of your relative that was a slave, then we'll start talking. But even then, I answered the guy. I'm like, you do realize that it was black Africans that sold black people to Europeans, right? Like, it's always like that throughout history. It's always people. It's like Europeans sold Europeans as slaves to other countries. Asian people sold Asian people to Africans today still do the same thing. This is how assholes we are to our own people. But I tell him that, and he's like, no, that's not true. That's bullshit. This is I'm like, bro, do you honestly think a bunch of white guys found Africa and they're like, hey, we'll get those guys? No, there was a trade already in place. They came in. I'm not saying that it's good what they're saying. That's not what I'm not saying that it's good, but accept reality that your own people sold your ancestors to people that had money. That's what happened. Why is it so hard to believe for African Americans that
I don't know
ancestors sold their own ancestors to other people?
Yeah,
I wish I could tell you. I don't know.
You think some European went into the jungles and started chasing down black folks?
Of course,
they'd be massacred.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
And besides that, the first slave owner in America was a black man, by the way.
But you can't say that because that's not that hurts.
Yeah, that's racist. You can't say something like that.
That hurts my feelings.
There were a lot of black slave owners in America.
Oh yes, tons.
Yeah, but they don't talk
probably more black slave owners than white slave owners.
but they don't talk about that. They will never talk about that though.
Oh man,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I got some sad news though. The Marine guy, he has to turn himself in today.
Yeah, I saw that. That's bullcrap, man.
The Marine that defended himself and the people in the train, he has to turn himself in today.
What the hell are you talking about?
There was a case with a black man, a black man that was on drugs or whatever. He had mental health issues on the train.
Yeah, the guy in the subway choked him out, ended up dying. Yeah.
He has to turn himself in.
Yeah, they're charging that dude with murder. Second-degree murder.
So this one is interesting. I saw it. I haven't read into it, but what actually happened? Because I know that he was being belligerent. He was being aggressive. So there's a guy that did something, just took control of the situation, which I would have done probably the same thing. But I haven't seen the video. Like, I don't know if there's a video out there. I saw pictures of him, he's choking him out.
Nobody's seen the whole video, though. What happened before the chokehold?
No, but even with the chokehold, because there is, I've done jiu-jitsu for years, right? I've been in martial arts for more than 20 years, and killing somebody, like, holy shit, bro, we choked ourselves, like, we choke each other all the time. So killing someone, there was probably a pre-existing issue.
Yes.
You know what happened to Floyd? Like,
there you go.
If you looked at his case, he was so high on drugs that there were pre-existing issues. Did the police do the right thing? Probably not. but he shouldn't have died from the pressure that they were applying on him. So this shows a different issue that is not being addressed.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's being accused of murder.
Right.
Second-degree murder.
Yeah.
And you know, when he get the video, he goes and he puts a guy in the chokehold.
Do you have the video?
He's-
Do you have the video? You want to
He
share it?
probably-
I'll put you a commentary on what he did right or what he did wrong if you want.
I could probably find it, but he goes and he puts the guy in a chokehold.
Yeah.
As soon as he starts getting into some kind of distress, he automatically stops the
Okay,
chokehold.
makes sense.
He lays him on his side,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he starts to make him comfortable.
Yeah.
He actually stayed there with him until the ambulance showed up. He did everything he could to help this guy. The guy
Our
didn't even.
pre-existing issue. No doubt about
He
it.
didn't. He
He died
didn't
at the
even die.
hospital.
He died at the hospital, not out on the subway.
But how does that make? But that makes so. Unless he crushed his trachea, which I highly doubt that he did, because just from the choke, I was looking at his choke. The choke is not even applied properly. Like if you know what you do, it was super easy to get out of. If you know how to get out of it, because he wasn't controlling the body. From what I was seeing, he was just controlling the upper. He was
Right, the
controlling
chest area,
the
right.
neck. So it's super easy to get out of it but people panic, right? When you get choked and you're not used to it, people are gonna flare their arms like idiots because they don't know what to do. But this is fucked up, though. This is really fucked up. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to let a guy act like that. Maybe he risks hurting other people. Maybe, you're not responsible for what people have gone through in their lives. This is not my responsibility as a protector. As a man, I am a protector, and I will always do my best to protect people that do not know how to protect themselves, even if that can mean that I'll put myself in harm's way. That's the duty of a good man.
Right.
Would I have done the same thing to him? He's lucky. I would have probably knocked him out. I'm not the biggest fan of chokes. I probably would have. If somebody wells like that, I'm fucking dumping you on your ass, and I'm probably just, and we'll fucking deal with the problem after.
That might have been better. He probably just should have knocked his ass out.
Well, the thing is jiu-jitsu is smarter in those type of situations because jiu-jitsu, he took him and got him to the ground. If I knock you out, you hit your head on the metal seat that's behind it, you crack your skull, that's 4 to 7 years for manslaughter because I killed someone, right? And it doesn't take much. If you know how to punch, bro, it doesn't take much to turn off the lights on somebody.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely.
And our brain, as hard as our cranium is, it doesn't, you see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
People get injured with stupid shit, stupid shit.
Right.
So what
they had him in the chokehold, and when he went to the ground, the guy was laying on top of the Marine, so he didn't even hit his head on the ground.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why jiu-jitsu, if you know jiu-jitsu in a situation where you're not worried about a weapon, because the problem with jiu-jitsu is that it's up close and personal. So if I have a knife, you're fucked. Right. And especially like in the real way this is applied, you have the choke, but your legs, so the guy's leaning a rear naked choke, which is, they call it, that's how the real name is. It's a rear naked choke. So you got him in the choke, and you're basically applying pressure on, you're not even putting pressure on the windpipe. You're putting pressure on the two arteries, one that feeds your brain with blood and one that removes the blood from the brain that goes back through your heart to get oxygenated again. So all you're doing is that you're blocking the blood flow to the brain. So you're shutting off the brain. It has nothing to do with, you're not choking as in, I can't breathe. You're choking because you're applying pressure this way. You're not applying pressure here. You're technically using, so you're using this point, you're using kind of your forearm where your forearm is and your bicep, and you're squeezing. People think that you're squeezing, you're pulling back, but you're not pulling. You're applying, technically what you're trying to do is you're closing it. So you're applying pressure, block the blood flow, and then the brain shuts off. So it has nothing to do with breathing. You could choke somebody with the breath, but that fucking hurts. This is why I'm saying if it was applied to here, you can break somebody's trachea if you're not careful, because you're driving your forearm bone as if it's done properly, you're applying the bone right in the trachea, and so if I'm like this, I'll be curving my back. So see how I'm here? and I'm using my whole body to just fucking squeeze. Oh, this is dangerous. This you can really, really hurt someone. But if he did it here, which from what I could see is what he was doing, it just turns off the brain. That's all it does.
And besides, if you're really choking, you can't talk.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely
not. George Floyd.
Yeah. Plus, you know what? Somebody that knows what they're doing, 3 seconds they're out.
Right.
It does not take much to if you mean it. Like in training, we put pressure, but it's like 50%, 60%. It's just enough for you to say, okay, you know what? I'm out. I can't get out of it. But in a real situation, you squeeze at 100%, you turn somebody's lights out 2, 3, 4 seconds, it's done. So it's fucked up that but you know what? He'll probably get nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing that George Floyd happened, where they got, I don't want to say they got away with it, but they didn't get any real consequences except that their name are fucked now. But hopefully.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably like, what's today's show? Yes, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's show is, can men control women or can women control men?
Oh, I like that.
It depends on who's the narcissist.
Right.
Depends what you mean by control.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. Women control men better than men control women.
100%.
I'm going to say that. But it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. Men should be in control of their women. Should be. We were put here to be in control. That's our job. Our job as men is to be in control. Take over. But men have gotten so scared to be in control, they've handed over to women. All control is in women's hands. Everything. Bills, life, situations, kids. Men aren't doing anything when it comes to control. Women are doing all the controlling. So what is the problem? Where have men gone wrong with controlling? What did it disappear? What happened?
They've just become pussified.
Beta.
I think though you're mistaking you're not using the words properly. You use it control, but I don't think is the proper word. What you should say is lead. Men are supposed to lead women.
Okay, lead. All right.
But women, so if you look back, let's say 50 to 100 years, women were more so there's two situations, there's two times where a man leads and a woman controls. There's two times. Or women decide. I don't like the word control, but
okay.
You know, back when women had self-respect, when women were not promiscuous, they were not trying to act with masculine energy, they were actually feminine, they were raised with values that taught them to say, listen, you're the woman, you will have suitors, guys will approach you, it is your job to respect yourself and to choose the best candidate that you will eventually marry and give yourself to. As we were talking about, women wants the emotional connection. So now we live in a situation where women sleep around because they don't care. They don't think it has any consequences.
Right.
But if you look throughout history, women have always controlled access to sex. Women right now, you can have Honey Boo Boo go into a bar and she'll get somebody to fuck her if that's what she wants, because men like sex. And women are always been in charge. See, in charge. Let's call it in charge. Women are more in charge of sex, of taking the decision to say, I will sleep with him or not. This is your choice. And unfortunately, women have no more values, so they sleep with pretty much anybody that they want now. But and look at the gay community. They have an extremely high amount of sexual partners because there's nobody that's really in charge. Men want sex.
Right.
They don't need to be conquered first. They don't need to be charmed. Oh, you're a good-looking dude. Okay, I'll fuck you. So this is why they have so many sex partners, because there's no people in charge. There's just two guys filled with testosterone. They're like, yeah, we're gonna fuck each other. But Women are supposed to be in charge. Women are supposed, oh well, yeah, well, you know, to each his own.
I'm done. This is over.
But
I call. I give. Uncle.
But the point of the matter is that women are supposed to be in charge. So women are supposed to choose the best male that they're capable of getting. And once they have that male, they need to let him lead. So they're in charge of deciding who they will get to be their men. And once they have chosen, let the men be the men. And this is the problem that we see today. Women are so masculine in their energy that they're boss bitches, that they won't shut the fuck up. They're always fucking complaining about something. They're, oh, you can't, you know how many times have we heard this, that oh, the only reason I can't get a man is that they can't handle me. No, it's because you're a fucking idiot that cannot control herself. You're living in a world where you're masculine as hell, but you're so emotional that you're just aggressive. You just become super aggressive, and guys don't want that shit. You cannot have two person in one relationship that are both leaders. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So women are supposed to be feminine, choose a man that is masculine, that will allow them to live in their femininity. Because women, if you look at my girlfriend and I am the leader of our relationship, and she knows this. I'm not saying that she submits to my will, but if there's something, I don't ask her permission. I ask her opinion to see how she feels about something. But she could say that it's not what she would do, and I'll say, you know what? Sorry, but no, I'm not even sorry. I will just simply do it. And she trusts me as the leader of our relationship to do the right thing. She trusts me in that way. But she's still the one that chose me, right?
Right.
She chose me as the man that she wanted. So she has to live with the fact that I'm a leader. I'm a natural leader. And I will take a lot of the decisions that to me are the right decisions to take. So women need to take back control of themselves, take own responsibility that they are in charge of selecting a mate from the best pool of mates that they have. And then once that's done, they need to accept the fact that men are born leaders, they're natural leaders, and to let them lead.
Next question: Should women be submissive to their man?
Define submissive. Define submissive. What do you consider submissive?
Let's just say, oh shoot, here we go. Hold up. Let's just say this: women should be giving their men sex when the man wants it, regardless of what he does. I mean, for instance, you got some men that don't work, don't take care of house, don't take care of kids, but the woman should still be submissive to him.
Why would she?
That means give him sex, cook for him, clean for him, all that stuff, but he don't give back nothing. Should the woman still be submissive to that man?
No.
Okay.
No. Why would she? It's a partnership. However you want to see it, it's a relationship between two individuals, and she has. I don't like women that will uphold sex to try to change the behavior of their men. That I don't agree with. But at the same time, if a woman chose a man because he had the potential to be a leader, to be a provider, to be the protector that she wants, because women want to feel secure. In order for a woman to be feminine, she needs to know that she can count on a man to protect her, to be her provider, to feel secure, for lack of a better term. If the man is providing this, she has no reasons to withhold anything. On the contrary, you should give as much sex to him as you possibly can, because men are driven by sex in a different way that women are driven by sex. Men like having sex, but it has nothing to do with emotion. It's primal. It's a primal thing. We just want sex. So if a woman does not give sex to her husband, he will go see elsewhere. That's a fact. That is a fucking fact. It doesn't matter that it's porn. It doesn't matter if he's a good-looking guy, is going to be in real life, and he's going to get other women. But at the same time, like we were talking last week, if you're not giving your woman what she wants, she will not be attracted to you. Because women have an emotional connection with their men. So if you're emotionally connected with your woman, she will give you all the sex that she wants because she is connected to you in a way. And sex for men is primal, sex for women is emotional. So do you think that if a woman chooses you and she expects you to be a provider, she expects you to be the security that she wants, but you're not providing that? Instinctively, she might not be doing it on purpose, thinking every night, that motherfucker's not doing what he's supposed to do, so I'm going to withhold sex from him. Naturally, she's going to do it. Instinctively, she's going to do it because she's not attracted to that type of man. She doesn't like the fact that she needs to, because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you're not being masculine in a way that she wants you to be masculine, that means that she will pick up the slack. Naturally, that's what's going to happen. So she will become more naturally in her masculine energy, and she will start resenting you for it. So you cannot expect a woman. Now, to go back to your original question, if you are in a situation where no relationship is perfect, let's not lie here.
Right.
If you're in a relationship with someone where you're playing your role, she's playing her role, should she withhold sex from you? No, fuck no. That's manipulative, and it should be like that. Should she submit to your will? Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think so. But submissive, it's not. Is my girlfriend submissive to me? Absolutely. No questions about it. No questions about it. But is she my slave? No. That's the thing. This is where people tend, like women get enraged by guys saying that my woman needs to be submissive. But at the same time, if you look at most women that are extremely feminine, they tend to be more submissive. They tend to be less argumentative. They tend to want to be led. You cannot ask a man to provide all the security in the world and turn around and be a pussy. It doesn't work that way. Right. If a man lives his duty as a man, he will be extremely masculine. He will be a leader. He will be one of the men that will be a man's man, as they called it, right? So you cannot expect, he will have needs that you need to meet, but he is also providing for you. So this is where the conversation is not happening anymore. People don't understand very fucking simple principles, because what I'm talking about is not fucking rocket science here. It's something that's been true since men and women have been together.
Right.
It's just we're forgetting that we have gender roles.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay. So I was listening yesterday. Now you have men out here that think if they take care of their woman, they pay their bills, they take care of home, they should be allowed to have a side piece. What do you think about that? If a man is taking care of her, buying her stuff, take care of home, paying all the bills, is he allowed to have a side piece? Men think they're allowed to have a side piece if they're doing all of that. They should be allowed to have a side piece. What do you think?
You know, this to me is something that but that one I find very interesting, but not for the reasons that you might think. The reason I find that interesting is I look at it. I try to look at it in a way where, I don't know if you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
No, I haven't read the.
You should. It's one of the best books that's ever been done, and I believe that it's chapter 11. He talks about semen retention. He talks about the most powerful energy that a man produces is sexual energy. That is why we're driven by sex. Right. And if you can learn how to restrain yourself from wasting that energy, it takes about 30 days for your sperms to recycle themselves. So they go. So you literally extract the energy from your sperms, and it is reabsorbed by your body. So you take that energy that your body produces to make those sperms. They're not used. They become recycled. You take them back. So philosophically, it's like me saying you're gaining that masculine energy, and you should learn to take that energy and to put it on something that is constructive, like running a business, creating something, like taking that sexual energy and creating something with it. Like Napoleon Hill, if you look at what semen retention talks about, they're saying how A man that is not in a couple should not have sex at all, should not masturbate, should not have sex, because this is self-control. It is the hardest thing you'll ever do, and it is something that I struggled for years for. It is one of the hardest thing that a man can do is not masturbate ever. And remove the porn fact. Like, I don't think men should watch porn, but remove the porn factor of it. Just look at masturbation. If a man is capable of controlling masturbation, he can control anything he wants in life. There's nothing that he cannot control. This is like the highest thing that a man can achieve, is to not masturbate. Afterwards, the world is your fucking oyster. You can do whatever the fuck you put your mind to, literally. So this is where I understand why men say this. Like, to go back to your question, I understand why extremely successful men, like the top 5% of men, the men that 95% of women fight for.
Right.
Should they be allowed to have a side piece? Yes and no. That's something that you should be honest about it if that's what you're going to do. Or you should at least you should make sure that your house is in order, right? I don't judge those guys no matter what, because I understand both sides of the aisle. But I like to take it even further. The type of woman that you're going to be sleeping with that will accept the fact that you have a wife is that really the type of woman you want in your life? Is that the type of energy that you want in your life? If you're going to be a top 5%er, or you're going to be a 1%er, or if you want, like the type of plans that I have, I want to change the world. So 5-10 years from now, I will be one of the most known person in the masculine movement. Do I have time to go sleep around with other women? Even if my girl would say, you know what? Yes, you can have a side piece. Is that the type of energy that I want in my life? Is that the type of stuff that I should waste my energy on? Or should I take that aggressivity that comes from my sexual urges and recycle them to apply it on me grinding 14 hours a day? Because this is why, this is a promise that I made this year to my girlfriend. I will not masturbate. My sexual needs will be met by you.
Wow.
This is a promise. Am I gonna always respect it? No, because there's sometimes, you know what, we all fuck up. There's sometimes one of those quickies that takes you 15 seconds. It just needs to you know exactly the one I'm talking about. But the point in the matter is that I want my girlfriend, I want to give that energy to if I'm going to waste that energy on not something constructive, I want my girlfriend to have it.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Wow. Man, I applaud you, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Wait. I want to go back. How do you go 15 seconds?
Well, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
What's your secret?
What came over you to make that promise to her, man? What made you come up and say, you know what? I'm going to give all my sexual energy just to you. I'm not going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it with you only.
Well, there's a few reasons.
Okay.
First reason being that my girlfriend and I want to have kids. Like, we're both older. Okay, like, I'm 41, she's 35, but that's her goal in life, is to have kids. Like, she will be the best mother on the.
I saw that show you did with your wife about that. Yep. Yeah.
So, what type of man would I be not giving all my sexual energy to her? First and foremost, like, it's not right. That'd be very hypocritical for me. Again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. How can she expect me to lead if I can even control my most basic urges? Because this is where we need to take ownership of what we are. How hypocritical would it be for me to say to women that you guys need to control the access to sex, because with great values, you will not sleep with just anybody. You will have more self-respect than that. But then turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to go sleep around, or I'm going to masturbate, or I'm not even going to give that energy to you. Like, it's very hypocritical. So,
agreed.
This is, I don't know for you guys, but I do a lot of self-hypnosis. So I have every year I have 5 or 6 goals that I work on. I repeat them twice a day, 3 times a day. Every single time that it crossed to my mind, I self-hypnose. I just what are my goals? How am I going to achieve it? And what am I ready to sacrifice in order to get there? And one of the things that I want this year is to be in the best shape of my life. So considering that I used to be a fighter, it's not a small feat. I have a lot of extremely big goals that I work on, and one of those goals is to have a better relationship with my girlfriend.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Wow.
But you have to. What's the point? Because one of the things that I've learned, I spent 1.5 years alone by myself in the middle of the woods. I was there for 2.5 years, but my girlfriend joined me at the end for the last year. But I spent 1.5 years by myself in the fucking woods, in the middle of nowhere with my 2 dogs. And all I did is a lot of self-work, is to work on who I was, what I was becoming, and what I wanted to become. What were my goals? And this is how the idea of starting companies and leaving my high corporate paying job to do what I'm doing right now. This is where all of that things came from, right? And I realized that I'm an extrovert. I'm somebody that loves to be around people. I recharge my batteries by being around people.
Right.
I knew that I needed to learn to appreciate being alone, because when you're alone is when your instincts or your soul, however you want to call it, talks to you. I'm very connected now with my essence, if you will. I can ask questions. I get answers all the time. This is why I'm so driven, because I know what I'm doing is my purpose in life, is why God put me on this earth, right? I don't need to be with somebody. I don't need to be in a relationship. I don't. Frankly, it's easier for me to be single, because I'm such a workhorse that I don't have to explain myself to somebody. I can work 16 hours a day if I want, and it doesn't matter. I don't owe anything to anybody. Right. But if I'm going to be with somebody, is because they serve a purpose, and I'm serving a purpose in their life. I want to have children, so I believe that I should be married or in a long-term relationship with a woman that is going to be there for the rest of my life, so I will be there for the rest of hers, right? And my girlfriend's very aware of this. I've told her multiple times, I don't need her. I want her there, but I don't need her. If I didn't want kids, I wouldn't be in a relationship. Why? Why would I be in a relationship if I don't want to have kids? It's so risky for a man today to be married. That means that I risk all my assets. Why would the fuck would I risk everything that I've been working for 20 years and all the things that are coming for just a relationship? I don't need partnership. Right. I really don't. I've learned to live alone, and I've learned to enjoy being alone to a point where sometimes, considering we're in a trailer, like we're in an RV, sometimes I have asked my girlfriend to leave so she can let me spend time by myself for a few days, right? So yeah, it's self-understanding and knowing the purpose that you play in other people's lives. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Did you lose us?
Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh man, what the heck happened here? Hold on. No, can't do that.
Still working though.
Yeah,
Looks good on our side.
Yeah, something happened on my side. I can hear you, but I can't see you all. Hold on.
Should I be smiling? Is that why? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, keep smiling. Oh man, what the hell just happened? What the hell is this? Hold on, man. This shit crazy as hell. Well, it is definitely Friday. It's Friday. It is.
Computer's
Friday.
Freaking out.
Yeah, it's like my screen is frozen. I see you all, but I don't see you all moving. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, men, what we were talking about control. Men should be controlling. Women should be controlling. Like I said, we should all be working together. 50-50.
No, it's 100-100.
Oh, well,
Never
100.
50-50.
I mean, for instance, okay, men can't do everything, and women can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, like if a man's working, the man can't come home and cook. I don't think.
I did it.
Y'all agree with that?
I used to be a single dad. I used to do it all.
Oh yeah, I mean, but if you're single, but if you're in a relationship, should you be going to work and coming home and cooking for your wife if your wife's home all day?
No, absolutely not.
You
Absolutely.
better not expect that.
No, absolutely not. You know, there.
Got me messed up.
I should check this. I should find this video again, but I saw this video years ago where it was a very good-looking woman, and she was on the podcast, and they were talking about gender roles. And she's a good-looking girl. She was dating a very successful guy that had a lot of money, good-looking dude, so you know that he can get women. And she was saying something that surprised everybody. She's like, before my man goes out with his buddies, I make sure to suck his dick.
What the hell going on here?
And people are like, what the hell? She accepted the fact that she had to take care of her men in a sexual way, or else he might go somewhere else if he wasn't satisfied. You know what I mean? So there are roles to this game, and we have to play. But I don't understand the women today that don't work but don't play a role at the house. So what's the point? Why? That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Why the hell are you even with those people? What role are you playing? Like, what do you bring to the table? Being hot is not enough.
Right.
And that's what most women think today. So they've been, okay, sure, you're a good-looking girl, but how many other guys did you give yourself to? Like, men want purity. Men want faithfulness. Men want a good-looking woman that has self-respect.
Yep.
But this is lost today. This is completely lost. So if your man's doing everything that he should be, see, I was talking about this on the live yesterday, where you look at family law, the way divorces work. So you're looking at 70 to 90% of divorces. So 50% of marriages end up in divorce. 70 to 90% of divorces are initiated by the woman, depending on her education level. 70% if high school graduate, college and university degree, it's 90% of the times it's women. 90% of the time they get the kids. So you're in a situation where not only in 55% of relationship, the man is either the sole breadwinner or the breadwinner. 26% is 50-50, like they make about the same salary. So in 55% of the cases, they end up with child support and alimony. So we're in a situation where women, this is another problem. Men need to work a lot harder to maintain a marriage, because no matter what, they're going to pay. If they don't, it's going to cost them. I was divorced, and you know what? Luckily for me, there was no kids, but I had to pay out of pocket, and I knew this. I knew for me to stop that marriage, I would have to pay, and it took me 3 years to get out of the debts that I had to acquire in order to buy her out. But this was the consequence. But she had no consequence to her actions. She made money. By divorcing me, by me asking for divorce, she made money. And this is the situation that we see today. And this is one of the problems that we're not addressing, is the fact that the system is so biased towards women that they have no incentive to be a good woman. They don't. They really don't, because they know that at any given time they can leave and they will not pay for anything.
Right. Let me ask you a question, man. I don't want to hold you up, man. One more question. Yep. Today's women today, do you feel that they are comfortable with men being in charge?
No.
I don't see women being comfortable with men. I think women want more responsibility today than what they wanted, yesterday. Put it like that, yesterday.
The one of the things that's going on is that women screw up their 20s. So instead of being taught values at a young age to say you are responsible for getting the best person that you can get, that you can be, so you can get the best person that you can get, so the best suitor that you can get, instead of giving yourself to every single one of them that you find attractive, build values that men find attractive, like faithfulness, like being good looking, taking care of yourself, learning skills like cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house, caring. Because women, at the end of the day, men love things, women care. Like, we love things, women love people. This is what it is. And, they live so long in their masculine energy to be more aggressive, to try to go after money, to go try to build a career, that and I'm not saying women shouldn't do that, that's not what I'm saying, but you need to understand that sometimes you need to be fat masculine, but you need to always go back to your feminine energy, because naturally that's what you are. But this is what we're not teaching women anymore. We're not teaching women to live in their feminine, to accept to be feminine.
Right.
But in order to do that, they need to feel secure with the men. And most men are not providing what women want. So it's both ways, right? Men are not providing what women want. And so women automatically go into their masculine energy, in the same way that women are not allowing men to lead, because men don't know what it is to be a man anymore. So it's really, we're so upside down that the energy completely switched. You're seeing more women that are masculine and more men that are feminine, because that's the only way the polarity can stay. But we need to switch the polarity to where it should be. But women realize in the issue that you're seeing there, and you can see it by the rate of depression. Women by default are twice as much prone to depression that men are, by default. But women without kids in their 30s, so women in their 30s and above without kids, are twice to 3 times more prone to depression than women that are mothers. So you know that naturally women are meant to procreate.
Right.
And need purpose. You see, you know, you talk about men depression, or you talk about the midlife crisis. I wrote a full book on this. The midlife crisis is a lack of purpose. That's what it is. Men need purpose, but we're not teaching men purpose anymore. We're not teaching boys that when they're young, their purpose is to become a man. You need to teach them the tools that they need in order to become a man. Once they become a man, their next purpose is to become a good man, which is becoming you become selfless. You will become a protector, a provider, build courage, build temperance, and have faith, so that you can take care of a woman, you can take care of your family, and be the person that they need you to be. And in your 40s, you will face a crisis that's existential, that you'll realize that, you know what, I've accomplished a lot of shit in my life. I'm at a certain point in my life where I want more. I want something that's selfish. I want to accomplish something for me, my life purpose, what I was put on this fucking earth to do. And this is where people get depressed, because they're 40 years old and they have no goals. They have no purpose. They don't know the reasons for them to be here. So it's all men are purpose driven. And I say this all the time, but a man, what's the point of living if you don't have any purpose? If you don't have a reason to live?
No point.
So men get depressed because they don't have purpose.
Right.
Women get depressed because they don't have kids. So what does it say about women? Their purpose is to procreate. What's the purpose of a man? To take care of a family and to be a provider. So this is why we're so
that's why so many old women today in their 50s and 60s are having children.
but this is, and see, this is the issue. The issue is right there. So we met a couple since we've been here. They've had 9 natural children between the two of them, and they adopted 13. Right now they're both in their 60s, and I think they have 6 kids still at home. They're not their natural, they're not their biological kids, and they only take problem children. They've had 3 full handicap kids at the same time that needed care for everything. So they embrace that to the maximum. The mother wants to be a mother. She wants to take care of people because that's what women do. And the man was ex-military, so he's provided his whole life. So now he's just helping his family, continuing to be the man of the family. So they embrace. I don't know that they, and you know what? I don't even think they realize what they're doing. It's just so instinctive. They just do it naturally. But it's a beautiful fucking thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We were at, one of their daughters died last week. She was heavily, like what's the term? She had a very small brain. Like she was only supposed to live about, within a year, she was supposed to die.
Wow.
She was so loved that she died at 16. She lived 15 more years than what she was supposed to live. And, you know, I have a production company. Like I have 5 full-time video editors, and
Right.
they approach me, like the couple. We know the children. We know the daughter, and one of the guys, one of my clients. That's how we met the parents yesterday. But they approached me to do a memorial video for them. So.
Wow.
So I did. We don't do that. It's not the type of work that I do, but it was fucking phenomenal. It was playing yesterday. Everybody's happy. Everybody's crying. So it's a beautiful thing. But
wow, man,
they took care. They took care of so many kids. Like they embrace. It's one of the most beautiful stories. And it's a shame that they don't have the skills to be in front of a camera, because it is a skill. Because I would love to make their people like that deserve recognition. People like that have embraced the masculine and the feminine. Both play their roles to a point where they'll never stop. Like, I don't know. I would not be surprised, because their youngest is like 5 years old or 6 years old. Wow. So they have at least another 12 years to go. Wow. So that means that they'll be in their 70s by the time that kid is gone. And now all their kids have kids. They have, yesterday, it was a fucking riot. There was so many kids everywhere. It was fucked up. But it's all their biological grandkids and their adopted kids' grandkids.
Wow.
But do you see the type of impact that two people that see, and this is the beauty, when you have a couple that understands their roles, that understand what is their duty within that relationship, what they're capable of accomplishing. They changed the life of 22 people. If you put that on a wall and you start 100 years from now, where you've had 4 different generations from where they are right now, the amount of people, they might have changed the world. They might have changed the life of 200 people in 100 years from now. And this is why I always say that one man, the world is changed one man at a time, and it takes one man to change the world. But what's your definition of world? 2 people will have impacted the life of hundreds of people. That's without counting all the people that have inspired, like me, that will tell their story that's going to inspire other people to do the exact same thing. So directly, they will have impacted 200 people's life, maybe more. This is what a beautiful thing, when you embrace what you are, who you are, and you live your life purpose.
There you go. Brother, I appreciate you, man.
I go on tangents.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is my brother, man. Nico Legan, man. Brother, you always do it. Every Friday, man, you come through, man.
I will always come through, bro.
You guys, Friday.
You guys talk about shit that I want to talk about. So
is it over already?
But I'll be there next Friday, bros. Like I really appreciate it. I hope you guys understand that. It's such a pleasure to have 2 guys ask questions like this, because this is what I do, bro. This is how I'm gonna be able to help people change. Just make them see that there are solutions to the problem that we have.
Of course. Well, brother, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Man.
Hey, man, safe travels too, man. Safe travels up there, man.
Yeah, and next week we'll be talking from Colorado.
All right, sounds good. All right,
have a good one, guys,
man.
Bye. And of course, my laptop's frozen.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hey, he explained it very well. So look, women will be more comfortable with a man leading if he's doing his job. If he's doing what he's supposed to, women won't have a problem with you leading or taking control of a situation of the home or whatever, as long as you're doing your job as a man. She won't have to lead you. You see what I'm saying? She will have to lead you if you're doing your job as a man. Now, I get it. Some of us men don't know how to be men because we weren't raised by men. So, it's always good to put yourself around good men to be able to learn how to be a man. Let me say it again. As a man that has not grown up with the father, it's always good for you to put yourself in a situation around good men that have been taught how to be men, so they can show you how to be a man, so you can be a real man with that woman that you want in your life. Okay? So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, nobody wants to lead nobody. Only thing we want is for each of us to do our part and our job. We want women to be feminine. We want men to be masculine. We want men to be men. We want women to be women. If you're not doing your job as a man, your woman is going to take over your job as a man. It's just that simple. And same thing for women. If you're not going to do your job as a woman, the man may do your job as a woman. And for y'all that are single, hey, it's actually good that there are some people out there that are single, because guess what? You have the opportunity to be both. You can be a man and woman. You can learn how to cook, work, clean, provide for yourself. Then you know how to provide for that other person when the other person comes in your life. See how that works? Hopefully we all die with somebody in our lives. Nobody wants to die alone. But if you're single at this present time, you're learning how to provide for yourself, learn how to take care of home. So when you get with that person, you know how to be there for that person. You're not lacking in no areas. See? You're not lacking. Hope that made sense to you. Hopefully. Did that make sense?
Huh? Did you say something?
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my brother, man, Nico Lagan. He'll be back Friday from Colorado. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You got any final words, brother?
Well, all I can say is a real man is going to practice self-control. A child is going to go off and try to do whatever they want to do, like just sleeping around and all that stuff. That's not being a real man. You think that, just going out and drinking and partying, that's being a real man? No, a real man can control his actions and doesn't let others control his actions.
Right.
And, if you have a loving relationship, there's no reason for you to go out and have to get a side piece.
Right. And if a woman allows you to go out and do that, she don't love you in the first place.
No.
A real woman that loves you wants you all to herself.
This world seems to be teaching nothing but selfishness.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. I know I've mentioned that show, The Real McCoys, I don't know how many times since I've been watching it, but there's something I really like about that show is that when the person could be what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, they could be advantageous in whatever the situation is, but they think about the other person's feelings first, and they're willing to sacrifice their own happiness to make somebody else happy.
Right.
That's love.
Right.
That's really caring and loving others.
If the world operated like that, we'd be a better place.
Thank you. Instead of this, look at me. Right. That's what the world's teaching us now, is just look at me.
Yeah, my personal happiness before yours.
Exactly. And
that's
go. What's wrong with the world today. That's why you've got all these movements going on, the feminist movement and the transgender movement and all that. It's all about look at me. It's my feelings. It's how I feel. Don't care about how other people feel.
Right.
When you sacrifice your own happiness to try to make some,
there you go.
They'll be willing to do that for you.
Right. Hey, I'm a living testament. Look, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, I apologize for yesterday. If y'all watched the show yesterday, even though, you know what, brother? You did fucking good. We got a lot of views from yesterday's show.
I felt like I screwed the whole thing up. I was like, what do I do?
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all tuning in yesterday's show, watching, liking. They liked the show yesterday, brother. They liked it. Yes.
Wow.
They did. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said yesterday, unfortunately, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I double booked the show with I had my wife graduating, and I had the show with Reggie Hendricks. Reggie, I apologize, Reggie. I apologize. I'm a wounded warrior, man. Sometimes my brain don't operate right.
Hey, but he wants to come back.
Yeah, please do, man. Please do. Yesterday's show is doing numbers, so please come back. I promise I will not double book next time. I promise.
Well,
So, ladies and gentlemen, my wife graduated yesterday, got a PhD in educational law. She's now a doctor. Yes. And like we was talking about, I put my life and time on aside so my wife can go back to school and get her PhD. It took her 4 years. I said, you know what? 4 years for you to be a better person and finish your education. Why not? So now I can say, guess what? I helped my wife finish her education, and now she can walk around with a DR in front of her name.
Dr. Mary.
Yes, Dr. Mary Higgins, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So I was at Liberty University yesterday. Wonderful campus. Wonderful, beautiful place. I'm like, man, when my son gets older, he's going to Liberty. Very beautiful place. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we got to learn how to put our feelings and stuff aside for other people. Yeah, of course, we want instant satisfaction. But guess what? If you can make somebody happy, just for giving them a little bit of time, they can make you happy too. Mm-hmm. People will pay it back to you. Trust me. People will pay it back to you. You give an inch, and somebody will give you a length.
I'm lucky. My wife only she's satisfied with me just giving her an inch. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not always serious on this show. but she loves that inch though. She loves it.
Hey, she's still here.
That inch could be a lift for her.
Thank God she's easily satisfied.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, please. Go like, share, and subscribe to Nico Lagan. Great guy, man. That's my brother now too. Check him out. You already saw what he brings to the show. Mr. Masculinity. He's gonna teach you and show you men how to be more masculine, how to take care of your women, how to be a better man. That's what he brings to the show. All right, every Friday. Also subscribe to my brother, the Coyote itself, the Boz Broadcast. Great content, comedy, life coaches, actors, musicians, paranormal activity. Yesterday held it down with Reggie Hendrix from the Reggie Hendrix Band, the cousin of Jimi Hendrix. Held it down. Great show. People loved it. Still liking the show. And like I said, I apologize. It won't happen again. And also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe. Turn your notifications on.
Yep.
Turn them on. Without notifications on, you're going to miss the show. You're going to miss it. It's good when we live. It's better when we live because we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, you can come on the show. The link is always in the comment section. You hit the link, come on live, talk to us, tell us how you feel. Or like I said, or you can just leave a comment, whichever. Some people can leave comments, but you can come on live with us. We're not gonna bite you or none of that. Well, I don't know. We might. We might. if we didn't eat breakfast in the morning, we get hungry. We might. I don't know.
Yep. So, and Reggie said that he's willing to premiere his song on our show. So.
Oh, like perform it?
No, he's gonna get the new mix and everything done.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was about to say, I want to do a live performance on the show.
He's going to premiere the new mix of the song on our show. So,
hey, Reggie, just let me know, man. Let me know when you want to come back. I owe you one, or two, or three, whatever.
And but anyway. Send him your address because he's going to give you a shirt. So.
Oh shit! I don't even deserve a shirt, but thank you. Hey man, brother, I appreciate you, Reggie. I do, man. Much love to you, man. I'll definitely do that, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back Monday. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. And brother, you got any final words, man?
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Right, hey, I should be asleep too right now, goddammit. I drove all the way to Lynchburg. and back. Lynchburg is like 4 hours away from where I'm at. I'm in West Virginia. So yeah. When I went there, I came back. All the same day.
Hey, we sang "Take Me Home, Country Roads" yesterday just for y'all. So.
Oh, you did?
Yep, we did.
Oh shit! I gotta watch. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, please. Love yourself, love each other, love your children, be there for each other. And until Monday, we are out of here.
Something's going on, there's pain inside. We'll figure it out, we'll take the time. I'll see you in the morning, I'll say to you, come on, let's talk, just me and you. Something's going on, there's pain inside. We'll figure it out, we'll take the time. My heart feels light, I know that I'm okay. Then I realize that nothing hasn't changed. The weight of the world was tearing up my life. Now it's making sense that it's all in my mind. I'll see you in the morning, I'll say to you, come on, let's talk, just me